so happy, my hair so nappy, had an afro.
Big up to all of you guys. I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the support that you guys have given the channel. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and shout out to everybody as well in the forum. We've got over 5,500 people there. So continue to trust us with all the Arsenal content into the coming future and this summer, as I'll be talking about transfers as well. But just wanted to give my overall views of the season and what I thought about it in terms of how we've grown. You can see in the points total as well. But it's really back-to-back seasons that this guy, Mikel Arteta, really should have won titles in the face of all the charges that Man City have faced. And it's really unfortunate that we've had to deal with that. But you guys know, normally if you want something done, it's always going to be a hard way to get there and achieve what you need to achieve. But I believe everybody can see the signs. They've broken another scoring record with 91 goals this season. And when you look at the signs, all competitions, Saka's got 20 goals, Trossard 17, Havertz 14, Odegaard 11, Jesus and Martinelli both have 8 goals each. So when you look at it, there is plenty of goals there, and we can only get better. We know that they had a patches before Christmas where it kind of fizzled out, but Mikel Arteta knows what he's doing, and Arsenal right now are willing to make Arteta the highest paid manager in their history by offering him a new deal, which expires at the end of next season. And when you look at this, guys, Arsenal just dominated. When you look at the chart year on year, 2022 defensively 425 shots faced, 2023 342 shots faced, and then this season 323. So they're making it easier in terms of defending, and the goalies having to make less shots. In fact, from 21-22 season to last season, the goalkeepers have literally had to face nearly half the shots, down from 100 to just 55 shots. It's incredible, really. The clean sheets, 13, 14, and then 18 this season. And then the goals, obviously, that's the biggest thing. I talked about Wenger and Emery letting in 51 goals in their seasons. Arteta comes in, 48 goals let in, 43, and now a league lead in 29. So everything is moving in the right direction for Arsenal. And only 13 goals let in away from home. That is incredible. We've literally reduced our goal difference by nearly a third from the previous season. So for me, guys, it's astonishing, really. Our XG is 0.65 expected goals per match. That's crazy. So teams playing us have only barely got just about half a chance to score against us in an entire game throughout the season, over 38 games. And this is mainly because Arteta, as I said, has outperformed Wenger and Emery. And how did he do that? He done that because of bringing in Ben White, Gabriel, Thomas Partey, Saliba, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, and Raya and Declan Rice. Now, that means, by all accounts, he was the only manager that built a spine at the club. None of the other managers built that spine, you know, the foundation that rock was built on. And that's what Arteta has done. Now, Saliba, he featured in all 3,420 minutes of the campaign. And then there's the midfield. Declan Rice once again ranked among the highest defensive players in the league, topping out the stats with tackles, recoveries, interceptions and duels. It's something he's done since he was 21. It's now the 4th year in a row that he's ranked as high as he is in the league. So that is amazing consistency. He'll probably go down as a Hall of Fame player if he keeps that up. And with all this said, he's actually a different player than last season's best player in the team, Thomas Partey. He's better at winning the ball, but he doesn't have Partey's passing range. And still, Rice is bulletproof, which adds to Partey's inconsistency and injury problems. So if Declan can improve on his passing range, it will develop him more as a player. He never gets injured, guys. He always gives 100% in every game, leaves nothing on the table, just got incredible stamina. And our opponents know that he's relentless over 90 minutes in every game, despite quite not being able to match Partey's level of ball skills. It's just going to take him a bit of time. It's time to talk about the silent assassin, Saka. I know what you guys are saying. He scored a lot of goals, but did he actually play well? Well, Saka has pretty impressive stats, while also having some insane tactical IQ for his age. The stats aren't everything, so outside of his improved 20 goals, he's also the fourth most creative player in Europe, which is why his assist numbers are so high. You can see on the stat sheet right here. And this is where he beats Phil Foden for me. Now, Phil Foden as one player of the season, and you saw that they were kind of going toe-to-toe for much of this side of 2024. But Phil Foden and every other player in Europe at his position is different to Saka. Why? Because Saka defends and they don't. Saka is at the top-ranked metrics player in Europe for his all-round offensive and defensive game. And that for me is where he's improved. Goals, assists, chances created, dribbles, yeah, it's all good. But his defensive stats and defensive XG is on a different level. Everything on this stat sheet is pasted with Saka's name, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe. His touches in the box, and look who's there at number 2 as well. So in the Premier League, goals and assists combined, Saka ranks 6, guys. He's the only Arsenal player ranked in the top 10. Statistically at 22, Saka is one of the best wingers in the world. And this leads me on to my player of the season, which is Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard created at least 13 more chances from open play than any other player in Europe's top 7 leagues last season. Easily the best creative player in the Premier League and one of the best in the world. We just need to get him an elite striker. It's shocking that the fans didn't vote for him in their team of the season. It's kind of weird. A little bit strange, like where Rodri didn't even get in the running for player of the season as well. But a player who every fan in the league did vote for was David Raya. Yes, folks, he got the best goalkeeper, winning the Premier League's Golden Glove award for last season, keeping more clean sheets than any top-flight goalkeeper. 16 clean sheets. But he also played 6 games less than Pickford and Bernd Leno, which means had he had played those extra 6 games, he probably would have topped out everything in terms of the records as well. Remember, guys, David Seaman holds the record with 19 clean sheets. He did that in 1994 and he did it in 1998. But remember, Raya only played in 31 games this season, so for sure he would have beaten David Seaman's record. And I think for him, guys, you've got to say he's quickly shown that he's a natural fit for Mikel Arteta's possession-based style of football. Raya has shown through the course of this season that he's accustomed to playing with the ball at his feet, making an average of 28.31 passes per match. His excellent distribution and calm footwork under pressure just complements Arsenal's style of play. High position on the field of play as well, functioning almost like a sweeper at times. And in some instances, demonstrated by the fact that he has a league-high 18 clearances from outside of his box. Most goalkeepers don't even have double digits in that regard. And Raya saved 2 Porto's penalties to secure the Gunners' passage through to the Champions League quarterfinals too. Now, Arteta said, "What I like about David is that what he does in goal, the things that he prevents us from, you don't see because they don't happen. This is because he's anticipated them." And when you realise David Raya, over 3 seasons for Brentford and Arsenal, has recorded 36 clean sheets, 97 goals allowed and 278 saves in 94 appearances, there's no other goalkeeper in the league over that 3-year period that is better statistically than David Raya. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, King Kai Havertz. I remember screaming at the fan base, telling them what a defensive beast Havertz was in his first half of the season, playing as a number 8, advanced and defensive double pivot number 8, scoring 4 goals as well, but leading the team in tackles and second on the team in duels and recoveries behind Declan Rice. Can you imagine that, guys? You paid 65 million for an attacking forward player and he ends up being ranked in one of the best defensive players in the first half of the season. So guys, it wasn't enough for the fans. Fans wanted goals. And in the second half of the season, that's exactly what they've got. After a poor showing from Jesus, with just 4 goals in 26 games, Havertz was moved to the number 9 role and ended up scoring 14 goals in all competitions, chipping in with 7 assists as well. And he wasn't the only one. Martinelli was dropped too. And at one stage, Martinelli only had 2 goals in 18 appearances. So in came Trossard, and bang, 12 Premier League goals in just 18 starts. It's a strange one for him, guys, because last year it was the reverse. He had 10 assists and just 1 goal for Arsenal. However, in the first half of that season, he did have 7 goals for Brighton. So you knew he would kind of blow up if he was given the chance. Guys, Trossard has 38 goals and 24 assists in 170 appearances in the Premier League. That, guys, is stellar for a player of his calibre. And this is the reason why I was calling for Martinelli to be dropped around Christmas. And now fans can actually see what we was talking about. And Trossard scores in all the big games against all the big teams. And that's who Arsenal are next season. No longer looking for saviours. They just want players who can impact the team. As for Nelson and Smith Rowe and Nketiah, look, everybody knows I love these 3 players. Been following them since the youth, and I've been telling fans to trust them and ensure that they're trying to get the games and perform accordingly. But unfortunately, I believe for those guys, they've got to seek options elsewhere. For the simple reason that Arsenal have just outgrown them. The levels expected at the club are just too high right now. Do I think that we still need them? Sure I do. I think that they'll be quality assets to the team. But Arteta's not playing them. And I've been screaming for each player to make an impact at the club. But if Arteta isn't playing them because of the levels that he expects, then they have to go. And the same applies to Zinchenko and Jesus. Make no mistake, guys. I would be happy if all these 5 players stayed. But such is the way we are right now, challenging for the title. We have to keep improving to get to the top, which means more world-class players who can come in. So that's my overall assessment, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will speak to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Transfer news coming up next.
We made it this far, so I can't complain. Let's take a trip down memory